History Podcast. I am Nazarii'sAbraham, and it's gonna be really interesting. So this story tells us about future and the past. It starts in the future and we're traveling back to the time, back to 17th century. In this time, in England, happened very important events. There was Oliver Cromwell. It was like a ruler of Britain, and it was like very important because the bourgeoisie at that time gave their control over the economics and like all the cultural life. And it's really important because without that we wouldn't have the world as we know it today. And I think that it's really good to sort of remember that. And so back to our recording that, like in the future, like what we see. We see on our map the map of the Europe. And so the future was developed very well, and the people, there was a cult, and the leader of the cult, Abraham the Great, he sort of thought through the idea of some experiment, a historical experiment. And then the followers, he wrote it down, and the followers, the historians, like in future there's emerged a profession, the historians and the spies at the same time. It's the people who meant to travel through the time, knowing historical events and saving the world. And what that tells us, like one picture we see this one of those historians was Grace, and the idea came to her head that she can accomplish the written principles in like life. And there was the community of those historians. They sort of think through the plan, as we see on our picture is Oliver Cromwell. And the plan was to really travel back in time and set a dangerous experiment on people in 17th century to speed up their evolution and their development. And they used nanites to replace the minds of the people in charge in 16th, 17th century. But to approve this project, there was a need to discuss it with group leader. It was David, and they was discussing it for quite a long time. David was arguing that it may cause some damage to the minds of people who lived in 17th century. But they sort of came to the conclusion that it's not bad, it wouldn't be too bad, because they will travel back to 19th century before computers appear, and they will clean up the remains of this project that existed. So they traveled to 17th century. There was peasants were scared when they saw those vehicles flying in the sky, because in future they used this frame to travel, that was located also taken a smaller frame with them to travel back to the future. And talking about peasants, they were very scared, like when they saw those flying sheeps, and the people on mission, they had to erase some of their memories because they wasn't constructive. And those who forced traveled, they sort of mission was to speed up the evolution of technology. So they did that by replacing lead political leaders after they replaced